Hello, and welcome to Cheers. That's one woman's opinion. I am your host, Carolyn Mills. If you're watching a video, you may notice my dog Elvis is sitting with me. He just needs some mommy time, so I let him sit here. So today we are looking at Cheers Season 2, Episode 13. Oh, actually, let me tell you what happened with Elvis yesterday, why he wants his mommy time. This little boy got loose yesterday, and we have woods in the back, and loves the deer. He doesn't bother them. He just likes to play with them because he kind of looks like one. Seriously. So he's out there in the woods running around. I'm calling, and we're trying to get him. Three other people come and help, cannot get him. He runs across the woods into the next street, and somebody found him. They were able to get him in the car. They took him to the police department. So thankfully I've got him back, but this little boy caused a lot of issues. But we're glad that he's back. So now back to the podcast. As I said, looking at Cheers Season 2, Episode 13, The Battle of the Exes. This episode first aired January 5th, 1984. It was directed by James Burrows. It was written by Ken Eston and Sam Simon. Simon passed away in 2015 from colorectal cancer. Guest cast: Dan Hedya. I think that's how you say his name. It might be Hedya, but I think it's Hedya. Gene Kasem as he played Nick Tortelli. Gene Kasem as Loretta Tortelli. Alan Williams as Dr. Paul Kendall. Williams died in 2019 from Alzheimer's. Jacqueline Cassell as customer number one. Cheers is filmed in front of a live studio audience, was said by John Ratzenberger. Let's go to our summary. In the cold open, sit, sit, sit. Oh boy. Sorry. In the cold open, Diane comes and Coach says hi to her. She tells Coach that she's going to show Sam that she can be spontaneous by calling an inn that requires a ferry to get to it. She says that Sam will think the Pequod as our place. When she calls, she learns that they already know who Sam is, and he has his usual room, where everybody knows your name plays. Coach tells Diane about a lovely inn he took his wife to. Norm tells her about a place called the Fairview in New Hampshire where he and Vera went. No phones or TVs, and since they had a circular drive-through, he just yelled, "Cancel Peterson," as he drove around and didn't need to stop. This place, the Fairfield, is an actual place, or at least it was, I don't know if it still is, was an actual place in New Hampshire, and it did have a circular driveway like this. Sam comes in and tells Diane, sorry, oh, it's a big time. Sam comes in and Diane tells him about her plans to go for a romantic weekend. Sam, she tells Sam to pick a place where he's never been. This is basically the same thing that we had in the opening of season two, where they first got together, and she was like, "Let's just find a place you've never been with another woman." It's basically the same thing that she's saying now, and it's already been established. Sam's been to pretty much every place except for Diane's apartment with another woman. Carla comes in and warns them that she's in a horrible mood. Norm tells her, "Come on, Carla, turn that frown upside down." Carla attacks him. Sam says that something is bothering Carla. He tries to talk to Carla and comes out of his office with his sweater over his head. Dr. Paul Kendall tries and returns just as fast as Sam did, also with his shirt over his head. He tells them, "I never saw her coming. I think she dropped from the ceiling." Coach says that he will try because he knows Carl like the back of his hand. He looks at his hand and says, "What the hell is that?" Diane thinks that Carla needs to talk to a woman. Carla tells her to come into the office. Diane rambles on about womanhood, and Carla pulls her into the office by her face. She tells Diane she has one chance to solve her problem and explains that her ex is getting remarried. Diane thinks that Carla is still in love with her ex. Carla says, "I don't love that rat and I never did." She says there were things about him she loved, but there's nothing left between them. She says that she is upset that Nick is rubbing her face in the fact he is getting married to a beautiful woman and she can't get a date for the wedding. Diane suggests she takes someone to the wedding to act as her date. Carla likes that idea. Diane starts to say maybe Sam knows someone, but Carla cuts her off at maybe Sam. Carla tells Sam that Diane said he should be Carla's date for the wedding. Diane said, yeah, tongue tied. Diane denies it. Sam says he and Diane are going away for the weekend, so she should get another date. Carla says that he's the best looking guy in the bar. Norm adds, in the city. Coach adds, in the state. I love how they just keep getting higher and higher as they tell Sam how good looking he is because he doesn't already have an ego. A female customer disagrees, saying a great looking guy named Cliff Clavin had come to the bar and he's better looking than Sam. Cliff tells her he is Cliff Clavin. The lady asks him what he did to himself, but Norm clarifies that she was probably talking about Cliff Clemens. He tells Cliff, you never looked any better than this. Nick Tortelli comes in with Loretta. So excited to see these two. I love Nick. Carla begs Sam, but he refuses. She replies, thanks a lot. She tells Nick that she's not going to the wedding. Sam asks her if she won't change her mind. Carla says, what about the weekend? Diane tells her, you two can go after the ceremony. I think it's kind of nice that Diane's helping Carla out, considering Carla treats Diane like dirt. You good now? Nick and Loretta leave. Carla confirms that it's really okay with Diane, and Diane says that it is. Nick and Loretta leave. Sorry. It's not easy doing this with a dog on your lap, but it's okay. I love my little boy. Time passes. Coach thanks Norm and Cliff for staying. He says he gets nervous when Sam is not there and he has to cash out. Diane comes out of the office and asks Coach to tell Sam she will be back as soon as she finishes packing and then leaves. This is actually a little funny bit where she first says to him, can you tell Sam something? And he says yes. And she's like, I didn't tell you what. And he goes, oh, I'll think of something to tell him. Little funny bit there, of course, with Coach. Cliff tells Norm he's not a pretty boy, but neither was his father. He says his father was beautiful on the inside. And I don't want to give too much away, but there's some continuity issues here that'll come up later on regarding the father and how Cliff says he was a beautiful man. Sam and Carla return. Carla says that the night was perfect. She says that Sam was hugging her, whispering in her ear, etc. Norm asks if Nick noticed. She says that during the ceremony, Nick threw the wedding ring and yelled, pay attention. I could hear Nick's voice. I can't imitate it, but I could hear that voice when Carl said it. Coach, Coach proudly tells Sam he was only off $16,000 tonight when he closed the register. Sam says, you're bucking for a promotion here. I love the fact that Coach is so bad at doing this whole math thing that $1,600 is a good thing because he's always so much farther off. Like Sam says, like what, 20, 30,000. So this is a good thing. It's funny. Coach leaves Norm tell court. Yeah. Coach leaves. Norm tells Cliff that Cliff had too much to drink and drives him home. Cliff says that Norm is a real friend. He tells Cliff tells Norm that he's going to name all of his children after him, even the girls. And Norm's like, all I'm doing is driving you home. And Cliff replies, yeah, but I'm going to throw up in your car. Carla thanks Sam again. Sam says he had a great time. He says that someone should have told Nick that his file was unzipped. Carla says that he knew, and it's a Tortelli tradition. It's a sign of fertility. Sam says that he is surprised how much Carla knew about him. Carla says she knows everything about him, adding she knows Sam better than Sam knows her. Sam shows her he knows her just as well as him. He lists facts about her, adding, I also know you go to Mass every Sunday. Carl admits she didn't think anyone knew that. Nick and Loretta come in. Loretta is angry, but Nick says it will only take 5 minutes. Nick asks Carl if he was seeing Sam while they were married. Another good bit with Nick here, when she accuses their Carl of having an affair while they were married. Carl then responds, were you seeing Loretta? And Nick's like, hey, I'm not on trial here. Sam tells Nick if he doesn't leave Carl alone, he's going to take him outside and show him some manners. Nick tells Carla he wants to speak with her in private. She goes with him and he tells her, I want you back. So great at seeing right off the bat, when it comes right after the marriage here, how much of a sleazeball Nick Tortelli is. He's just gotten married and he's trying to get back with Carla. I almost said Rhea. Trying to get back with Carla. Perfect. Carla tells him he just got married and his bride is standing right over there. She says he only wants her back because he saw her with Sam. Nick kisses her, but Carla says she felt nothing. Nick says, I took a shot and leaves with his new wife, Loretta. So another good bit when he kisses Carla, Sam's talking to Loretta and he's trying to like not let her see it. And Loretta's clueless half time anyway, so it worked pretty well. Sam asked Carla what Nick wanted. She says he wanted her back because she was with Sam, but she turned him down. She adds, he crawled to me and I stepped on his heart. She then starts to cry, and Sam is confused because she's on the top. She explains that what Nick and Loretta have is real. She says what she and Sam has was not real, and her life is terrible. They kiss. Sam and Carla kiss, and they are both surprised. Sam says it was natural, but Carla says it was a pity kiss. Sam says it's not, and maybe they just want to know what it would be like. Carla says she's had better, but Sam says he hasn't. Carla replies, I know. Sam says, whatever it was, it's over now. Carla tells him that it won't get in the way of a good friendship. She shakes his hand and tells him that she's never had a better handshaker. Sorry, better handshake. Diane comes in and Carla says, tonight, the three of us joined together and we were able to make another man eat his liver. Life, I love you. And then she leaves. Diane asks Sam if he was ready to begin their weekend. He tells her that he hopes she packed that nightie he loves. Diane tells him it's at the cleaners and asks him, couldn't you wear something else? Just this once. And that's the end of the episode. I gave this episode 4 out of 5 beer nuts. It was a good episode, and I'm glad we finally got to meet Nick Tortelli. It's also nice to see Carla's more vulnerable side, as well as know by seeing how good her friendship with Sam really is. For MVP, obviously I gave it to Rhea Perlman. She did a really great job. And she had to switch emotions quite a bit in this. I mean, she comes in angry and then she's happy and then she's breaking down crying and then she's just even keel, I guess would be the word. She does a really good job. For best dress, I gave it to Norm Peterson. He had a sweater on in this episode that I really liked, so I went with him. Grand Slam line, Coach. Diane, if you're looking for a place to stay, there's a lovely little inn up in Vermont that my wife and I would drive to all the time. Diane says, what inn? And Coach replies, in our station wagon. On baseline. Nick says, you and Sam are a couple? Sam replies, yeah, she put up quite a fight, but I finally got her. Nick says, Sam, I thought you was cool. Here's a little known fact. Originally, they wanted Rhea Perlman's husband, Danny DeVito, to play Nick, but he was not available. And what happened is they ended up using Dan Hedya, and then later when Danny DeVito was available, they were like, we don't want to switch out the husband, so they kept him Hedya as the person playing him, and Danny DeVito was never used. In 2017, Rhea and Danny separated, but they have not divorced and they are still good friends. So that's why I use the term husband because they technically are legally married still. I don't say former husband. If you like this episode, please like, check, comment, all that stuff. And as always, please join the Facebook group. Cheers, that's one woman's opinion. And you can follow us on Instagram at Cheers One Woman's Opinion Podcast. You can follow us on Twitter at One Woman's Opinion. And you can always email us with questions, comments, etc. at Cheers One Woman's Opinion Podcast at gmail.com. Next week, we'll be looking at Cheers Season 2, Episode 14, No Help Wanted. And that's one woman and one puppy's opinion. Thank you.